this is Clouse Hevy, and this is LOWKEY MTL.
Prochaine station.
LOWKEY MTL.
So, what do you think about World War III?
It's happening, bro. No.
Are you like deep into like history like that, where you kind of know what's happening right now?
Yeah, like
Okay.
I don't want to talk too much about it because I'm just like, I don't really know much about it.
Yeah, well, nobody really knows.
And it's like
about
fog of war, like there's a
Yeah.
lot of misinformation, so it's like tough.
Oh,
but
especially in this day and age with there's so many like SEO bots going on right now.
yeah, like it's
Yeah.
scary. Like a lot of people I think are getting misinformed from like, it's just easy. Even me, like even you, like I'm sure like we will see stuff on Reddit or on YouTube and you're like, oh wow, that looks pretty legit.
Yeah.
And then, you check it and you're like, oh.
Yeah, it's like when you like scroll someone else's Instagram feed.
Yeah.
Whoa,
You're like,
this
that's
is-
crazy.
Yeah, it's
You
like a
see this
different
every
world.
day.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But did you grow up in Montreal?
New Brunswick. I'm from New
okay.
Brunswick.
Okay.
Yeah, New Brunswick, Moncton.
So, like, when did you come to Montreal?
I've been here for 3 years.
Oh, okay. It's recent.
Yeah, so I've been here, since 2019.
Mm-hmm. Did you come here for like the art scene or like?
I
School?
came for school.
Oh, sick.
To go to school for audio engineering.
Okay. What school did you go to?
Recording Arts Canada.
Okay.
RIC, yeah. It was good. It was half online though, but it was a really good experience.
Was it half online because of COVID? Or?
Yeah, it was because of COVID, yeah. Because the first half, there wasn't COVID, and then the second half, it like pulled up. So it was just like...
you're in between, but were you able to go back in like the school? Like,
no, I didn't end up
okay.
being able to. I think maybe once or twice, like right at the end, but like I left for New Brunswick through COVID because, yeah.
Is it important to be in school like there? Because like, there's like a lot of resources, no?
Yeah, like I think it's really like you can learn a lot online, but I think like for audio engineering and playing with mixers and stuff, like it's really good to be at the board and be able to touch the things to kind of understand it better. Cause like online, you're kind of just being shown graphs or like not graphs, but like just like images of the mixer. And they're like, what would you do if you wanted the volume to go up? It's like,
it's like Ableton versus like an actual like,
yeah. So I don't know. It's got its pros and cons. Like you learn a lot more about DAWs. Digital workstations.
Okay.
They're just like the software for making music.
What's the, you know how like as a Deadmau5 uses these like fucking like he like wires up shit?
Yeah.
So is it like
that's like I don't do that because it takes a lot of money and it's like complicated, but like synthesizing and stuff is super interesting.
But you could do all that on a computer though, right?
You wouldn't get the same sound. Like the sounds on that are like analog sounds, so it's kind of different. Okay. The average person probably wouldn't hear the difference, but I think like musicians are like, they really care about that stuff. Sort of with like compressors. Compressors are for to make the sound kind of even throughout the song, so it's not too high and too low. Okay. And there's some that are made analog, which is kind of just like you have the box and you move the knobs and stuff, but it gives like a certain sound to it that like. A richness. I don't know. It's interesting.
It's like that's like one of the complaints now with Spotify is like how like, the sound quality is getting shittier.
Yeah, with the MP3s and stuff as well. It's tough, I think, for.
Yeah, but honestly, like I feel like the typical person is not gonna really. Like,
no, for sure not. Even like MP3 and Wave, like I feel like a lot of people will be like, oh, like it's not the same, and like it isn't, but it's really hard for the average person to hear. If you've never made music in your life or you've never like, thought about it, it's like, you'll never think about it. Like, I don't think.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's like with me, like freaking out about my audio. Like, I feel like some people probably just don't notice it,
Yeah. Like the average person's like, oh, it sounds fine. But then you're like, no, dude, like it's not the right thing. Like,
it's probably like a benefit though. Like like obviously the sound shouldn't be like really bad, but I feel like the people who listen to your music on like Spotify, for example, and then they come see you live. That's why their whole like seeing people live thing is like such a different environment, right?
It's an experience, you know. I think it's cool to be to do live stuff and like you see the people, you're there with them and you're like listening and you're like, this is how I want you to kind of interpret it. You know?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It's true. I didn't think about it that way. You're like designing the whole set in a certain way.
To make like an experience, but I don't know, it's more than just an experience. I find like when you go to a show, it's like sometimes it's like the best days of your life and like or the best nights and you just
it's memories. What like this made you decide to choose recording arts?
I
Were you already in music in New Brunswick?
Yeah, so like I've been doing music for about 6-7 years. I started in like grade 9, grade 10.
Okay, cool.
And I just started on the computer, like on FL Studios.
Do you have like a background in music, like parents or? Like,
no.
So you just
I just loved music, and I kind of listened to it a lot, and I was just like, I feel like I want to do my own stuff. And it's also like now I guess it like evolves over time. Like now it's more of just an expression of myself and kind of like what I'm thinking at this moment. But like at the beginning it was just like, it's really fun to learn like all of the like.
Yeah, you're also kind of learning your style at that time.
Yeah, and like you go through a lot of like, I think like different phases of like sort of cringe here and there because you're kind of putting yourself out there, right?
Yeah,
so it's like,
that's the thing. That's the big part of it. Like just being able to do that, you know?
Yeah, to put yourself out there. It's tough for a lot of people. And it's a tough thing to ask people to do. Like,
and you can't really do it in secret really because like your first fan base is your like closest circle. That's how you grow.
It's all your friends and stuff, you know, your family. Like if they listen to your music, they're like, bro, what is this?
Yeah. That's the thing about Montreal, like I feel like it's kind of changing now, but in the early days, like when not a lot of people were making music out of here, like publicly like that. So when it did happen, there's always like people just hating on it or talking shit right away.
For sure.
And then all of a sudden like Drake blows up and then people are like, oh, if Toronto could do it, maybe we could
Canadians can make it.
Yeah, and like now there's like all of a sudden since it's possible, like that thing is all changing. But at the same time, Montreal's so rich in like culture and like art.
Yeah.
So, like,
I mean, I love Montreal for the fact that it's bilingual. Like to have like français and anglais is like amazing. It's
Did you come here partly for the French too?
Well, I went in New Brunswick. It's like a province bilingue, like a bilingual province. So I went to a French school there.
Okay.
And
is a French school like as in like you're only speking French in French class or like you're
it's all French.
So math and everything in French. Oh shit.
Yeah. So it was called Mathieu Martin. But we also, like in New Brunswick, we speak Chiac, which is kind of a lot more of an English-French kind of style.
Oh, what? What is it called? Chiac?
Chiac. It's like CHIAQ.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an interesting way to speak. A lot of people I don't think would be able to like...
Is it like Fringlish, basically?
Yeah, it's like franglais, but like even like harsher English.
Okay.
Like...
So it's like redneck French with English?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's like what you hear in like the Gatineau.
Gatineau, but it's kind of interesting. But I just wanted to like get better in French, and like I really like. I think languages are really important, you know, especially for like an artist. Like I think French is really good at describing specific things.
True,
like it's really like you have a lot of words for different things, and I find English is a lot more of like a hammer as opposed to like a surgical tool. You know what I mean? It's so I'd really like to make more music that kind of incorporates both to like have the surgical tool, but also the hammer to have like both. Like
for sure,
I don't know.
And like knowing different languages, there's like studies that show that people are just more understanding of things because like they just like know things in different like because each language describes something, but like there's still like a difference in the way it's described, right?
Yeah.
So like I feel like knowing multiple. How many languages do you know? Just two?
Just two, yeah. Just two.
Yeah, like I noticed it too, because I also know Tamil, so I know 3 languages. And like it's just like other people that know 3 languages or 2 languages even, like there's like a different level of understanding, I feel. With that.
Yeah. And like I'm just blessed to have done it when I was young, because I don't think I would if I would have never learned it like now, like I don't think I'd learn it.
Yeah, I don't understand the whole Rosetta Stone thing. I'm like, there's no way I could like learn a whole language. Like the only way is to like immerse yourself in that culture.
But it's just so much dedication, you know, and it's you just have to change your brain almost like a little bit. So.
It's like when you get used to like, especially in Montreal, this happens a lot. Like when you first meet somebody, whatever, even if you're bilingual, whatever language you guys communicate in is always the language you're going to communicate in. If you switch, it just feels weird after. So like, if somebody like speaks to me like in French and then I randomly switch in English, it'll feel weird to me. It doesn't feel the same. Like it just seems funny, you know?
It is funny how there's kind of that, like, even if you guys both speak the same language, there's still this like main language that you use depending on how good both people are at those languages, and then there's the other one that's worked on sometimes, you know.
The funniest is when the other person like, or like a stranger switches to like English for you because like, the French is clearly shit, you're just like denying it and you're like
sometimes I get annoyed too, because I like speaking French, you know, and when people that speak French like try to go into English for me, I'm just like, no, like please keep like speaking in French to me, because
But you could also just keep replying in French.
That's usually what I do. I usually just answer them in French until they answer back in French.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So, but you not only do music, you like sing, so you produce, but you also like I saw you with the camera.
Doing a little gig. Yeah, I also do photography stuff as well. Just for my own enjoyment. Like,
is it also to like for your own benefit? Like,
sort of. Like, I haven't used it enough for my own stuff. I've used it a lot just for enjoyment. Like, I like going out and just taking pictures, and I also just enjoy. Like, I love music, but it sometimes kind of can feel like a job if you put too much work into like the business side. So I like with photography, I can just kind of vibe and just kind of do what I want. And like I like
hobby.
That.
Yeah, it's always good to have that for sure.
Yeah.
So what camera do you use?
I use a D60.
D60, okay,
yeah.
Okay. And how did you start freelancing with that? Like people just saw your pictures and like, oh, you want to come?
Yeah,
or are you just kind of there doing it as a favor?
Just kind of favors.
Okay.
But I have a friend who does like a lot of like DJ gigs and stuff. And like I also have a lot of artist friends, so like I enjoy taking pictures.
Yeah, that's kind of how I started too. A lot of my friends DJ'd, so I just kind of showed up with the camera all the time, and it was just cool. Like,
it's just fun, you know. You're just vibing, and like I enjoy kind of being sober at clubs, you know. Like I feel like.
Oh, you're sober at clubs?
Yeah, usually. I try to stay sober, like. I mean, I used to smoke a lot of weed, but like recently I've been trying to cut down a little bit just because, I don't know, I just get tired.
Okay. Yeah. Well, like I used to smoke a lot of weed too, but it's weird. Like at one point I just cut it cold turkey and then I cut it for, like I just stopped for so long that now it just feels weird to smoke again. So I'm just like, like, I don't need to.
No, that's it too.
Randomly at a cottage, I would smoke like a joint.
Yeah, like with the friends, you know, with the boys, like if they want to smoke a J, like I'm cool. But like I just don't want to, like it used to be every day and it used to be like in the morning tonight. And it's like, I don't know, like I did it for a while through COVID and like it was good for passing the time. But like now I don't want to pass the time as much. I kind of want to do stuff with my time.
Exactly. So that's what I feel the most about. Like the time just flies by. Like, you don't know where the fuck time went.
Well, it's already been like 2 years, like from like since the beginning. So it's just like to be at this point, it's just like it's crazy. It feels like a blur. Like,
And then when you start like maximizing your time, you're like, fuck, like.
There's so much stuff I could have been doing.
Yeah, I could have been doing all this whole time.
Yeah.
But it is good to like kind of cut off for a bit and just like chill and like reboot. You know?
Yeah, and it's good to know yourself on that stuff too. Like some people can maintain smoking weed like for a long time, and like respect to those people. But I'm just not that kind of person. Like it affects me a lot, like with sleep and stuff.
Yeah, it's true with sleep too. I remember when I stopped, like I just had these like crazy ass dreams.
Yeah, crazy dreams and just like. For me, the beginning, it was really hard to sleep. Like I had trouble, like just going to bed, you know, it's like 2 a.m. I'm listening to a podcast, listening to like, the Gecko. Have you seen the, Therapy Gecko?
No, it's a podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, I've definitely seen TikToks. I think it's the guy with the...
the gecko.
Okay. That's a podcast?
Yeah. Oh, well, it's like he does calls with people.
Yeah, but like, those calls like sound like troll calls. Like it sounds
some of them are.
Okay, they are.
Some of them are. I think some of them are legit. You can't really tell, you know. It's just random people, but it's interesting, like conversations.
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like that blew up from TikTok.
I think so too, and Reddit as well. He's very like big on Reddit. I think.
You're big on Reddit?
Yeah, I love Reddit. That's what I've been on recently.
What are like the top threads you're on?
My top threads?
Or is that what it called?
Yeah. There's this one called r/music battle stations. So it shows all of their music setups and stuff. So I just nerd out on like the equipment and stuff.
Yeah.
And I follow this other one called like r/ask photography, which I think is interesting. Just like people have questions about their equipment and like sometimes it's like good advice for stuff that I enjoy. Like,
have you seen Shower Thoughts?
Yeah, that one as well. Yeah. Or the there's another one about Ask Reddit. That one's kind of interesting. They'll just ask crazy questions. Like,
Like not a lot of people are really deep in the whole Reddit thing.
I know.
So much like I feel like information comes there first, and then it trickles into like other social media.
I think so too, and I really like when people comment and like you see all of the different opinions and stuff. Like it really opens your mind to how other people think. Like.
But also like Wall Street Bets, for example, if you go in their like, comment section, there's like a whole culture of just like trolling each other. It's like,
it's so crazy that it became that thing, you know? That it's like it's just a whole culture now. Like Reddit has these different cultures of like people, of millions of people just like grouped together.
Communities, That's why I feel like it's so powerful. And like, especially with like the whole crypto world, like it's huge to just build a community under a crypto there, and then like you have enough people. Like, that's how like Dogecoin got all big. Like, people were just buying billboards and posting it on Reddit. And like they're like, yo, I did this with Dogecoin money.
There was that one guy who's like, I made 250,000 off Doge.
Like easy. Yeah. Are you into crypto like that?
Yeah. I enjoy crypto. I do. I don't know. I think it's interesting, and I think like it'll be really like crazy in the next like 10, 20 years.
Yeah. It's crazy not to like just put in at least like
even just the idea, the concepts of like decentralization and like
no more middlemen.
No more middlemen. Like I just think it'll be so cool. Like for music, hopefully, like I just think it would be nice. I feel like it really sucks for artists sometimes when like before like it was easy kind of to get paid with vinyls and CDs. Like you have a good income, but now it's really just shows. And like, since there's more and more music, I also wonder if they'll just never be paid for their music because there's so much music out there. It's kind of like
you got to build your own audience now. That's the only way.
It's a lot about image, and it's a lot about being out there and like talking to people and
and it comes back to like community. Like you got to have your own like community, and like, you have to build that like following.
You got to interact with them, and you got to like, stay on touch, like stay on top.
That's why I feel like the NFT thing is gonna like be the future of like record labels, right? So you're gonna just have like a certain amount of like NFTs, and that will give people access.
Yeah, even real estate. Like imagine like real estate, your mortgage is just like you just digitally send it to the other person.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about like I think you were talking about like real estate in the metaverse.
No. I don't. I can't even like comment on that. I just have not like. I don't understand, but
there's some like spots that are like worth like a real house in the real world, which is like crazy.
Like the same price, you're just like, damn, bro. Like, and like it looks like Roblox. I'm like, dog.
Yeah, it looks like Roblox right now. Yeah,
you got a Roblox house for 2.8 mil.
And it could just randomly disappear if something gets fucked up.
Imagine, like, I don't know. It just seems like it could backfire at some point.
Yeah, it's way too early to like look into that kind of shit.
Maybe when virtual reality is bigger and you're able to walk into these worlds and like actually live in them, I think it'll be worth.
That's why like the whole Sandbox one was cool. There's one called Sandbox, and
I've heard of it. Yeah,
it's because Snoop Dogg bought like a whole like property there, and he's like building like a Snoop Dogg museum, right?
Wow.
So
sick.
So you can literally like in the future, like like after he's dead, you can go see him like perform live in this metaverse. So like that's what he's working on.
That's a super interesting concept.
Yeah, and they already have like the whole Tupac like VR. What is it? Holographic thing? Have you seen that?
No, I haven't. I didn't know that.
For Coachella, this is I think like the year before COVID, or the year before that, they did like a hologram Tupac concert.
Wow.
So like Snoop Dogg's just rapping on the side, and then you just see like Snoop Dogg, yeah. And then Tupac's just like doing his like, it looks so real. It's crazy.
Does it? Wow.
Yeah. And like the way he's moving and the way his chain moves, it looks like he's like literally right there.
Man, that's insane. I've never I haven't heard of that. I'm surprised.
Yeah, it kind of went viral for a bit at that time. But the only thing that shows it apart is like his foot, because his foot is not like perfectly. You see him beside Snoop Dogg, so Snoop Dogg's foot's like on the stage, and his is like very close,
floating a bit.
Kind of looks floating, But it's dope because at the end he kind of just like goes like this and disintegrates.
Man, it's trippy. It feels like the world is like getting so futurized, and like I haven't watched that much Futurama, but sometimes I watch it and I'm like, bro, like
we have FaceTime.
Stuff like that, dude. Like the fact that I can just like call my mom and like see her face like anytime you want, anywhere in the world is interesting.
Yeah, and like you could literally work. Well, especially COVID made the whole work from home thing.
Yeah,
like people could literally just never have to leave their house now. Amazon, Uber Eats, and then.
I do wonder though if like communication online has almost like not like cheapened communication, but made it so easily available that we don't appreciate it as much. Do you know what I mean? Kind of like I feel like before when you didn't have that stuff, like talking to
like
someone,
writing letters to somebody and waiting a week to get a reply.
You're like, wow, like you really care about the words they say. But I find now it's like.
True.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's just so much.
It's so normal to just like read a message and completely forget to answer it. That's so true. Yeah, fuck. That's the worst. You're like going through, like,
you feel bad. You're like,
because you're like trying to hit them up for something, and then you look, you're like, fuck, like I didn't answer the last thing.
No, I do think it's interesting that like because before people would answer everything, it's like mail, like if they don't answer, they're pissed. Like,
I saw something where like back in the days when you had to send a nude, you had to go to the post office, and then the people working at the mail office like always saw nudes.
That's crazy, dude. Like that would be funny.
Or the first nude ever sent was like a drawn.
Or it was like on the rocks, like literally, like finger painted on.
Yeah. But I feel like people were way more creative back then because you had to imagine everything.
Yeah.
Do you ever do anything to like entice more creativity?
I try to. Like, I try to do stuff out of my comfort zone. Just like even just like walking or like going to a cafe or just like.
Yeah.
I think.
Walking is like. I've always wanted to try it, but I never have the like time, the motivation.
Do you drive everywhere?
Yeah.
Interesting. Because for me, like I like metroed here and bused here. So like
shit,
for me, it's
where'd you come from?
Plateau, but like right like by Jean Mance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I walked to Montreal, just took the metro, but the walk is like I always have my headphones on, so I'm always listening to stuff. Or, like,
okay. I was listening to stuff makes sense. I could like listen to something and walk for sure, but I'm saying like
just walking, like
like,
bare naked,
like,
no headphones,
nothing, and you're just all in your thoughts, I guess.
Yeah,
and there's something to do with walking and like. Your body like moving that has something to do with like a mental stimulation of some sort.
Probably same with working out, just exercise in general. I think is just good for your mental health and your well-being. You know. Do
you exercise?
Like I used to a lot, but like through the lockdowns for the gyms and stuff, I've just kind of been waiting until like it's for sure that it's gonna stay. Because I just like I get really annoyed to be in the zone for a week and then like
have lag.
And then like have like and my room's too small to work out in, so I don't really have.
And it's not the same working out at home.
You go there and like even for a studio, you know, when the studio is out of your room, you're a lot more focused when you're there and you're a lot more ready to work, I think.
Is your studio outside of your room?
No, it's in my room.
But 100%. I know some people that invested in like a space to go and like actually work in, and it's smarter to do that because then it's like an office, you know? Every day you go there and you're like there to work. You know? Yeah,
it makes it pretty serious. It's like you're there for biz, you know?
It's the change of environment. It's like going to the gym. Like when you leave your house, drive to the gym and get in the gym, like you just have to get there at a certain point. It's just automatic. Like as soon as you just have to get your ass to the gym, and then you're gonna.
That's the tough part is just getting there. I think when you're there, it's pretty easy to get stuff done. But like, it's just the walk or the drive there. You know, you're like, but like I'll wait a bit. Like it's probably busy.
Exactly. So what program did you do at the?
I did audio engineering. And I did, we used Pro Tools and Logic X Pro, which are a couple DAWs. So.
Okay, dope. And like, what's your, like, do you have like a sort of a game plan to like, what you want to do? You want to stay in Montreal or are you thinking about leaving?
No, I like Montreal. I'd love to stay here for a while. Like, I'd like to meet like a lot of people around here. Like, I feel like there's a lot of amazing artists and a lot of like really cool creative things going on here that I'd like to kind of be a part of. That I think would be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. And there's hustlers here, you know, there's people really working hard to get what they want. And like, I really respect people that like.
Yeah, but when you look at Montreal as a city, like you don't see like, if you look at Toronto, you see the hustle. And But when you look at Montreal as a city, it just seems like a laid back city. But like within the city, there's a lot of people just grinding away. Yeah,
like I think it's chill vibes. Like you can chill for sure. But I think you can also like, you have a bit of both. Like you can go biz, but you can also go like, arty, like
what I like about it the most is just like the distance of everything. Everything is nearby. So like that's why like I also have cars, so like I just drive, like to drive downtown is 20 minutes max, you know, if there's no traffic.
That's so sick.
Like, whereas in Toronto like 20 minutes is like minimum for, like,
have you been to Toronto a lot?
Yeah, I kind of grew up there too because like most of my family's there. So like I've literally been there like every year since I was a kid, you know?
And you see a big difference?
I also like saw the city kind of grow too, right? Like before Drake and then after Drake.
That must have been trippy. Even Raptors too. And
Raptors, Drakeonomics.
The Drakeonomics.
The Drakeonomics. But just even the city just developing, like it was cool to see, and like I have like an insight of like Toronto, you know, and like the culture,
like the real Toronto.
Yeah, and I lived there for a summer. I did like an internship. And it was fun because like in my head I'm like, oh, I'm here temporarily, so obviously it was fun. I went to all the festivals and did all that. But when I came back to Montreal, that's when I realized I was like, okay, like I could do way more in a day here than I would in Toronto. Like, just travel time takes off like half of your day.
I didn't know it was so hard to travel through there.
Yeah, it's just a lot of traffic at all times and like things are so far apart. But now what's happening is like every like neighborhood is becoming its own downtown kind of thing. So you don't have to go all the way downtown to do stuff. There's like more communities building around each other. So
crazy. Just getting bigger and bigger, you know?
Yeah, you could go to like a random plaza in like a suburban neighborhood, and it's just like, it looks like downtown Montreal. Like everybody's just walking around, going to shops. Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy, bro. Yeah, Montreal's an experience. It's I think everyone should not move here, but at least come here. You know.
Yeah, it's affordable too compared to other cities.
Yeah, it is for rent and stuff. Like it's I think it's tough for Canadians right now with how expensive like it is to rent. So it's like at least there's still like some reasonable priced rentals.
Your family's still back in
New Brunswick? Yeah.
Okay. And do you think they're just gonna stay there? Like,
yeah, they'll probably come to visit sometimes, but I don't expect them to like move or anything.
Right.
Like,
do you have any siblings?
Yeah. I have
like 45.
Yo. I mean, I have like 6 like siblings, but like step brothers and sisters as well. But it's like 6 in total.
Okay.
Or 7 in total.
And have they all left the city as well, or?
They're all younger than me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You're the
so
oldest.
I'm the oldest.
Okay,
yeah.
dope.
So they're just chilling at home, doing high school.
Okay. They're in high school.
Yeah.
They're at their like Euphoria time of life.
Yeah.
Have you been watching Euphoria?
No, I haven't.
Bro,
do you watch it?
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
It's not on Netflix, bro.
It's not, but you can stream it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll send you the website.
Yeah, I really want to watch it. I keep hearing memes about it.
Super, like the link I have is like super HD too.
Oh, sick, dude.
It's a solid link.
Oh my god, brother, you're hooking me up right now.
Of course. Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah. No. So for your music videos, I saw one. I really like the way you shot it with like the tub and everything. Did you plan out that shoot?
That was my homie Alec Jordan.
Okay.
We were living together at the time, and it was through the pandemic, so we just did it all at like our house.
No way, that was all done in your apartment?
Yeah, just in the apartment.
That's dope.
Yeah, so we just all like set it up. Like that toilet, that tub was like just in the washroom, like our back washroom. Now it's my room. Like they renovated it to my room.
Okay, no way.
Yeah.
So you just have a mattress on the tub?
Yeah, no, there's no tub, but like it's just sitting on the tub, sleeping on the tub.
They renovated it.
Yeah, well, imagine. But no, yeah. So we just filmed it there, and like Alex really good with like lights and stuff. Like he's got a good lighting setup, so it was really like I don't know.
Yeah, lighting is key.
Yeah, I never knew how important it was till I was with him, and I was like, bro, this is crazy.
Yeah. You can do a lot with just doing the right.
Even
lighting.
this too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like Euphoria, the other cool part about it is like the way it's shot. That's like what really.
Okay, really.
That's what really like got me hooked. I was every scene. I'm like, how the fuck are they like lighting this? You know, like the lighting setups, and there's like an Instagram page dedicated just for like Euphoria lighting setups.
Wow,
yeah. That's how like deep it is.
It's so interesting that for you, a lot of the stuff you see is like the visual stuff, and like for me, I think if I saw Euphoria, I'd be like, oh, this music, bro. You know what I mean?
The
like,
music, the soundtrack
is
dope as fuck too. Labyrinth worked on it.
No way.
Yeah.
Labyrinth, come in.
Have you heard of LSD and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Like his Instagram too right now, he just like always every day just like working on some new like soundtrack for
crazy.
This is so good. Music is good, the video is good. The actors are fucking sick too.
Oh my god, bro. You make me want to watch it, bro.
You gotta watch it tonight, bro.
You're selling it to me, dude.
You gotta watch it. And it's also like it's gonna become a part of pop culture. You know?
Yeah, you think it's gonna be a big
I feel like it's gonna be the first non-Netflix show that's gonna become like the Breaking Bad, you know?
Netflix really is killing it though, eh? They really have a lot of those big like trendy like shows. Like...
HBO is Euphoria, right?
Okay.
And it's not Hulu. What's the purple one? Do you know?
Purple.
Is that Hulu? I don't know. There's like I don't know. For some reason I'm thinking purple, but HBO and some other one have Euphoria. Okay. So I feel like because of that show, HBO is going to become like a competitor with Netflix now, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of those streaming platforms that are like really have great movies, you know?
Yeah,
like,
I feel like HBO is like the closest to Netflix right now.
Yeah, you think that's the biggest? What about Disney Plus? Do you think Disney Plus is up there?
I'm not really a huge fan of Disney. Like I appreciate the animations and stuff, like and the technology behind it is fucking dope. Like I don't know, remember in Spider-Man, like what was it, Spider-Man Spider-Verse? Yeah. I haven't watched it, but that one was sick because I think Disney bought the whole Marvel thing. So they basically merged all the different types of Spider-Mans together.
Trippy.
Yeah, it was trippy. There's like a Japanese like Spider-Man based Spider-Girl thing. And it was like, and just the animation was fucking dope.
Well, I mean, they just like, I don't know. I like Disney and like, you know, I like them all. But Netflix is just like, it's just had my heart for a while, you know? It's got The Office and all these sitcoms I enjoy.
That's the thing too. Like, I feel like Netflix, HBO, and then like Disney is like a different demographic.
Yeah, and then there's Paramount, I think, as well.
Oh yeah, online?
They're making like their own streaming service.
Oh shit, no way.
Yeah.
Okay, crazy.
So they're all gonna have one. There's gonna be all these different ones. It's gonna be like channels for shows, but like for movies.
Yeah, I find like YouTube's like that.
Yeah.
Like,
and you can pay for it too, like a premium monthly subscription for it.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like I'm so used to like growing with free YouTube that it just feels weird.
I don't think I could like.
Yeah, and there's always ad blockers you just download and then you just never need to watch.
Do you use the Brave browser?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I recently switched everything to the Brave browser.
Yeah, it's super good. I love the Brave browser.
I got on the Brave browser earlier, but the aesthetics, like it was still like the early stages, right? So it didn't look that great.
A little clunky.
It was hard to use, so I was like, oh, okay, fuck that. And then I think some guy recently went on Joe Rogan's podcast and he was talking about Brave browser again. So I'm like, hey, let me look back into it. And also it was like a guy who used to work on Google Chrome.
Well, that's what I heard is that, and he worked with like McPhee as well and
stuff.
Yeah.
McAfee.
Yeah, the crazy dude.
Yeah, so that's the guy who's like, was so against all the like algorithm controlling shit.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm going to create my own thing. And just crypto based too. Like,
all about security and stuff. Like I really respect that he wants to keep the data to the people, you know?
Yeah, and you could choose like the, if you want to see ads and you get paid in crypto for it.
And you can donate as well. Like you can give to people. Like I think that's cool that like they offer it.
That's honestly I feel like that's the way to do it.
For artists and stuff, or like YouTubers, you know, like if you have a YouTuber and you're certified for the Brave browser, like the people that follow you can like just give you tips here and there, you know, and like they can just do a monthly tip where they don't even think about it. They just
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's super cool. Yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah, because I was thinking, I'm like, now YouTube is missing out. Like YouTube, like Google, we have Brave browser now, right? And Brave search, and I'm like, what would be free, like the YouTube equivalent to that? Like, people tried saying Vimeo at one point, but I feel like YouTube is so big that
it's like Google, you know, like how do you even like Yahoo is like the closest, but it's like it's still kind of like far. Like Google's really the like search engine, and then like YouTube's the like streaming, or not streaming, but like video kind of.
It's like video. You can do online live streams and stuff too. YouTube. Yeah,
they got a good algorithm.
Yeah.
I always like what I see.
YouTube is the second biggest search engine, right? So
that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's Google and then it's YouTube, but Google owns YouTube, so like.
Do they? I didn't even know that. Oh my God.
YouTube is a Google company.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, because I think that's why like the videos are all linked and stuff like that.
Yeah, I always like what they show me on my like they show me like what I would enjoy to watch. And I'm like, man, this is stuff I'd enjoy to watch.
Yeah.
Always like documentaries and stuff.
Yeah, but then like once in a while, I kind of like try to fuck up my algorithm. So.
To give something to throw it off. Like, yeah. Sometimes I like, I've been doing a lot of sampling recently and like listening to a lot of MF Doom and Mac Miller and sort of like new, I don't want to butcher his name, but his Nujabe. He does like, a lot of sampling stuff. Okay. And he was in the Samurai Champloo. It's an anime.
Okay.
But he did the soundtrack for it. Anyways, amazing sampler and stuff. But I've just been doing a lot of sampling, and I don't have a vinyl, so I've been using like MP3 YouTube. But like I always like find crazy like just like different stuff, like songs and like even voiceovers from cartoons and stuff. So like my recommended has switched over completely to like
just like how-tos and stuff like that.
And just like I watch a lot of BoJack, and I wanted to take some samples from it, so it'll be like BoJack clip 1 of like episode 2.
The BoJack intro song was a huge inspiration for my intro song.
Wow, really? Yeah. I love BoJack.
I took like the BoJack intro song and just said to my friend, I'm like, I want something similar to this.
Crazy.
It's so cool, like the sounds.
Even that one, and I like the Big Mouth intro song as well.
Yeah.
It has like the brass.
Like, I'm going through changes.
Yeah. It's
every time I'm just yelling. I'm like shadow yelling.
It's like a hit, bro. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. It's so good, that one. Yeah. Big Mouth is another one. Like it's like similar to Euphoria. It kind of gives you like high school nostalgia.
Yeah. But, like, cartoony.
Cartoony. It's like fun to watch. It's funny.
Yeah.
So what about like music wise? Do you have any like project coming up? Like,
I got a track coming out called Old Days that I'm going to be releasing.
Okay.
I recorded it in New Brunswick at my friend Pat Martin's studio, at Orm Wave Records, studio. So I'm really excited to release it. Hopefully in April.
Dope.
April, yeah.
Are you gonna like do a music video for it?
Yeah, I think so, and do some promo and get some images and all that good stuff.
That's cool. Yeah.
But I just recently dropped a song called Tide with my homie Casper.
Okay.
And that one was, it dropped in January. But it's basically just, it's a song I've never kind of made because he uses sampling and, he like made like a big drop, like a couple big drops. And like, I'm not very good with drops for production. Like I kind of just make like beats. So like, it was really amazing to be able to like work with someone who's very good at production and like kind of like, not specific in it, but like very much like in tune with that, like, dance music kind of vibes. Like,
but it's kind of like EDM-y?
Yeah, okay, EDM-y and like, hip-hoppy as well, kind of poppy, like
just like a new sound.
Yeah. It's different, and like I think even the idea of like tide, it's kind of this idea that like when you're in a relationship and like you're kind of on the beach, and then like through your relationship there's like tides, you know, and there's like the person you're with, like maybe eventually they'll just slowly like go in with the tide. You know what I mean? Kind of like disappear into the water.
I love the person goes in with the tide and you stay safe.
And it's funny because it's like goes in the water and then goes to swim with the fishes, you know? It's like back into the like...
they're able to breathe underwater all of a sudden.
Yeah, so...
So what was your inspiration for that song? Like based off of a relationship?
Yeah, like just a relationship, and just like, I think the metaphor of like tides for almost any relationship, like your friends, you know, sometimes they'll just like, you guys will get distant, you know, like I think it's just distance in general, like it happens and you might not even want it. It's just like, the life situations just kind of.
Yeah. And like sometimes you even like grow out of people. And, like,
you just grow, like you get not bigger, but you just get different like
priorities.
ideas. Different priorities.
But like it works for both. Like it's not like you're leaving somebody behind. Because that's the worst when people expect things from you because you're like, just because they spent a certain amount of time with you.
Yeah.
And like, I used to think like that too. I'm like, oh, like what the hell? And like, you can't expect, whenever you have expectations, that's when you lose, I feel.
Yeah, it's hard to have expectations. Especially now, I feel like it's just like, you can't expect anything from...
Yeah, that's the best way is just to not expect anything.
Yeah, no expectations.
And then whenever something happens, it's like, you're like, oh, sick.
Yeah, you're like, let's go. Yeah, it's. I think it's important to not have expectations because I think people can really like live their lives off of expectations, you know. And I think it's important to just live in the moment and enjoy.
So like I remember asking you about the creativity stuff. Like, have you ever like thought of like microdosing or like doing anything like that?
Well,
I don't know if you want to talk about it.
No, I do have actually a crazy experience. Saturday I took mushrooms. Like I had a trip.
Okay, sick.
And I don't do, like, I've done like 3. This was like my 3rd one.
Okay.
And
how much did you take?
3 grams.
Okay. Yeah, solid.
Yeah, so pretty good trip. I was with my roommates, and it was going really well. And then
you're indoors? Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah, indoors. Yeah, we were just at the house, just chilling. But then I like took a couple like bong rips.
Oh shit. Oh no.
Biggest mistake I ever made, because then like I walked back inside and I just like I had never like I thought I was dying. Like literally like it was like almost like it was like a countdown for my life. And like I was sweating so much and I just like was freaking out. And like,
it was like the anxiety portion of smoking weed just came
in. That's really how it felt. And like since then I've really like cut down on smoking weed because that experience really affected me to like And I also like being like I wasn't close to death, but mentally I felt like it. So for me, like now I want to like pursue more, you know, and like I kind of like it kind of made me like want to do more. I think. Like,
right. So when you're like on the brinks of death, for example, like what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about things that you're like, fuck, I should have done this. I haven't done this yet.
I mean, for me, I was just thinking about calling my friends. Like I called like my 2 best buds, and I was like, guys, like you have to tell me that like I'm gonna stop like feeling like I'm gonna die. You know. Yeah.
So but you're also like aware that you're high, so you're like
yes, but in the moment it feels like it's forever. You know? It's
all it takes is that little like subconscious to believe it, and you're like fuck. Like,
well, and that's the thing is like I feel like you can just like and smoking weed it makes you even more anxious. Like it made me anxious, so it even like I think just made it bad.
It's really mental. That's why like when you do shrooms with like a group of people, if one person bad trips, then like you have to kind of get away from them, or else that energy is gonna like come onto you.
Yeah, it was my first ever, like I never experienced a bad trip that, like a near-death experience, you know?
Right. So you kind of, you gained something.
Yeah. I think it made me more, and also it made me feel like I could kind of do anything. Not like anything, but like do whatever I'd want to do and pursue whatever I want to do, because it's like...
Yeah, it's such a simple like concept, but I just feel like the human nature is to just question everything and like take the safe route, right?
Yeah, for sure. And it's easy to do so. Like I feel like a lot of parents and a lot of family members will really push you towards kind of taking a more safe route. And I don't know.
Because they want the best for you and like they don't really know, but in reality, like everybody has their own, like, you know.
And arts are hard too. Like to make business and art is like,
it used to be, but I feel like that's changing now.
It's getting better, I think.
I feel like there's always that cycle. Like if you look at history, there's like the rise of art and then the rise of...
It's kind of like waves, you know, Renaissance and stuff, tides. You know, it's all like tides.
Legit.
It's all in tides,
Yeah, like I feel like tides could actually relate to like everything.
I think so. Yeah. It's weirdly like I didn't think of it as a metaphor for like my life, but sometimes I'm like, damn, bro, that was like a tide.
Really. Yeah, it's interesting.
But no, wait, what were we talking about?
Tides. Like the history of like how art comes back.
Oh yes, art
art also like gentrifies neighborhoods. Like artists move into a neighborhood first and then becomes like
and like I don't know. Like I think like music as like a business is like sometimes a luxury for some people. Like I think a lot of people just like it takes a lot of money to just break even, I think, with like music videos and stuff, unless you do it all on your own. You know,
but that's really that's like an investment. Like if you're starting a business, like you're putting in all your money at first, right? Unless like you get signed right away. But even if you get signed right away, like you're probably gonna get fucked over.
And that's like money you owe, you know? Like you get the money, but you have to pay it back with your next album. So it's like
that's why like I truly believe in like doing like the hard shit first.
For sure.
And then, like,
you have to prove to yourself that you want it, you know? Because otherwise I think you'll just like
you gotta put your money where your mouth is. So do you have any ideas for your new song, how the music video would be?
I'd like to do a lot of open air stuff and like kind of like
a live performance type thing.
Yeah, like maybe live performance, but I'd like to do a live performance in like a field or something, or like you know, and like have a sunset and vibes. Like I think that would be really fun.
Yeah, I get like really indie vibes.
Yeah, I think it would be sick. And like I'm also always in the city, so like when I go out to like forests and stuff, like I love it because I'm just like it's just different and it's like.
I mean, at least like in downtown Montreal, there's Mount Royal. And, like, they designed the urban planning around Montreal a bit to like have the parks feel like you're not in the city. So if you like walk through Mount Royal, you don't really feel like you're in the city, right?
It's true.
But like Parc La Fontaine, for example, by Plateau. You see the city on the outside, but like still, like if you go deep in there, there's like a lot of things you can just like out on.
It's nice that they have those small parks. Like I really enjoy them, and you know you can walk there and you can kind of get lost a bit. Like
and I think they turned Parc La Fontaine into like a skating rink for the winter.
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah, and they had a bunch of stuff going on there. And have you done any skating this year?
No, I haven't done skating this year. I actually suck. I have skates, but I do the whole like.
It's tough, bro. I'm not like a hockey player, but like I skate sometimes, you know, just for fun. Like
I snowboard though.
Yeah, you snowboard a lot? Cool. I've only done it once and like I really enjoyed it. I'd like to do it more, but
do you have a board or
I don't.
Rent? Yeah, so it gets expensive for
that's it too. Like maybe one day I'll commit to getting a board and just like, but also the park pass too, I feel like kind of gets expensive at some point. Like
but like if you get the student deal, which is kind of easy to fake.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like it's like $40 for like like you just do like half days. You don't have to do a full day unless you go to like Mont Tremblant. Then you're paying like $200 for like 4 hours.
Crazy. So it's hourly? You kind of pay?
No, because like a full day there, it's like it ends at 4. Like so it's bullshit, you know. Like at Saint Sauveur, like the day ends at 10 p.m.
Why would it end so early? Just to prepare?
Just for like safety reasons. Because it's also like a high tourist area, and like I don't think they have lights on the mountains.
That makes sense.
They close off all the routes.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it does. It's like nice to go because it's like a nice hill and all, but there's so many better options.
Yeah, there's a lot of good places in Canada, you know, for skiing and for like nature. Like
my buddy was in like BC when the pandemic hit. He just kind of like one way to BC and like became a van lifer.
It's crazy you say that because even like my homie Alec, who like did the Tell Me How video, like he's in BC right now living there, and it's just like he just dipped there, and I'm like, damn.
It's so easy to just kind of get trapped there too. Like there's like just so many things to do, and he was just basically just snowboarding and skiing every day.
So sick. A good life to live, you know?
The ones that are crazy is like when you get dropped off on a helicopter.
I've never done that. Have you done that, bro?
No. I definitely, bro. I had 2 concussions from like the hills. So,
wow. Yeah.
A lot of PTSD. So.
Helicopter, bro. That would be crazy, man.
Yo, and also, I don't think anyone could do the helicopter thing. You have to be like a special certification.
Oh.
Because there's like avalanches and there's like quincies or what do you...
Quincies?
What do they call it, quincies?
Mm-hmm.
It's like when there's just like a giant like crater.
Okay. And you like fall into it?
You could just fall right into it. And it gets like super deep because it just like it shifts, right? So there's just like giant cracks that just go deep into like forever.
Wow, that's scary. That's
scary. There's some videos, bro. I saw a video where like a guy like he's like about to fall in there and he's like holding onto the side of the skis.
Wow.
And like he's just yelling for help but nobody's around because like those areas are so vast that like you get dropped out.
That's the other crazy thing is like you're like in the middle of nowhere and it's just like you're your own help. Like,
and no like cell phone signal or anything, so you're kind of fucked. So like I don't know. He like but apparently he gets out safely because the video is on the internet. So.
I need it.
And you just see like every step he takes, like something like he's like about to like fall in, like it's so scary.
Even like ice, if you're stepping on like light ice and it starts cracking, you're like
But yo, so you have like a song coming out. I'm excited to see that.
Bro, I appreciate it.
When is it gonna come out?
April. I don't have a date for sure, but I'd like to drop it in April.
Okay, I'll try to drop this like right before you drop that.
Yeah, that would be fire. Like, that would work out.
But yo, like, I appreciate you coming on.
Bro, thank you so much for having me. This is my first interview, or first podcast, so I really appreciate it.
I really like your music.
Dude, I really appreciate that.
I definitely I see it going places for sure.
Thanks, dog.
And I'm excited to see the journey too.
Man, I'm excited to see yours as well, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it.